Let's give God a hand clap of praise for our visitors from around the world. Prayer Temple, come on. ItsWebTV, MBC, wherever you're watching us, we thank you. You got to visit. I've been inviting you every Sunday. Come and check us out. You see, well, check us out on our DVD, and you'll see what's going on even before the sermon. And you'll be blessed. We're so grateful you tuned in to us again. We honor God for you, and we bless you. One more time, Prayer Temple, give our visitors from around the world hand clap of praise. I heard the beginning of Deacon Sanders' lesson, and we had to go and baptize. But give God praise. I know he was fantastic. Fantastic. 40 plus years. 50 plus years teaching. And come on, 50 plus years teaching, deaconing, and superintendenting, and all that kind of stuff. Thank you so much, Deacon Sanders, for blessing us with your presence. All right, now this is Family Month, and what I've done is every Sunday we're going to have just 5 minutes from various families. I need their help preaching this week, and so I have asked a great family, man. We just love them. We love them beyond measure. They've been members 8, 9, 10 years, whatever, long time, but it just seems like it's been a long time. And they've been absolutely faithful, absolutely fantastic. And we've honored God. We've seen them grow in grace and grow together. And I asked them to come and just share a couple of notes, about 5. It can only be 5 minutes. And man, will you put your hands together for the elder family? Amen. They're going to give us 5 minutes encouraging families, and then we'll go.
Good morning, church. I'm excited. You know, I'm always excited. But I'm going to make this short. But what we do as a family, we always pray together. You know, I think that's important. Now what we are doing now, bringing back to the table as we eat, you know, we sit down and have conversation. No cell phones. You know, we trying to get rid of the cell phones for a minute just to have some family time and talk. You know, because nowadays everybody got them cell phones and they're on Facebook and they on Instagram and all that Snapchat, whatever it is, all that stuff. I don't have that one, so just eating and praying together, and you know, as we can have times to go out to the movies and do things together as a family. Just have some fun, you know. Another thing we don't go to bed mad at each other. You know, we feel that what's important is always conversation. Talk about your problems. If you have something going on or something bothering you, talk about it. You don't want to go to bed mad at each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's always good to talk to one another, because you hold that grudge, and you know the next day you waking up feeling bad and in a bad mood, and that'll carry the day on to be bad. So, you know, I think things like that is important. And always telling each other that you love them. You know, I tell my kids all the time I love them, kiss them, hug them, you know, and that's just how I am with my family. I'm a hugger. I love my family. I kiss my auntie, witness that. Everybody know me. I'm a hugger. You know, it's love. It's just love in me. You know, the God in me. So that's just how I am. Actually, with my wife, you know, years ago, as you know, when we met and got together, it was new to her, you know, because that's how I am with my family, and now she's like that, you know, a lot. Now it's just very important to me, because you know, life is never promised. You know, you could be here today and gone tomorrow. You know, so it's important to tell that love when you love them. You know, even I call family at times, hello, I just want to hear your voice and you hear my voice, just to say I love you, you know. It don't always have to be about needing something. You know, it's always about just, hello, how you doing? You hear me, I hear you. And that's important. So with that, I don't want to take up all the time, because I can't get up here and talk. But I love everybody. I love you all. And thank God for each and every one of you. I'm going to let my wife say what she got to say.
Amen. Yeah, like he said, he taught me a lot about the hugging and the kissing, because we didn't do that a lot in my family. My mom and dad, we all did that or whatever, but his whole family, like when he leaves out the door, goes to the store real quick, hug and kiss. When he comes back, hug and kiss. You know, all the kids do that too. So if we hug you guys too much, let us know, because that's who we are. That's who we are. But we are a blended family. We are a blended family. And one point I did want to make is you have to show everyone love. You have to communicate with everyone. Do not argue in front of your children. If you can help it, you know, go off to the side, because children tend to use that as ammunition, especially in blended families. I didn't have a child until I got married, but I have 7 beautiful daughters, and I would not erase that ever. I love them. I love all my girls, and they know I love them genuinely. I treat them like I gave birth to them, and that's how it's supposed to be. Being a stepmother, as they call it, there is, you know, another mother involved. So, you know, sometimes there's issues and things like that, but overall, I chose to be the better person. It's not worth it to argue. It wastes your energy, it wastes your time, and it's not worth it. So overall, just focus on the children, because that's what matters. If you love him, if you love her, you love those children. And because we have a child together, I never made them, even my nieces and nephews, any child I take care of, I never make them feel different, you know, because we have our child and he has his children. We don't recognize that in our home. They're our children. Our house is full of love and a welcoming spirit. And we pray to God, we love God, and that reflects in our lives. Amen.
Give the elder family a hand clap of praise. Thank you so much. Amen. And so every Sunday we're going to get 5 minutes from a different family. I like to get some single mothers, if you will, because I think that's important too if you're holding it down by yourself. So if you're a single mother, you got some material, how you've made it, some tips. Please see me after church, and we'd love to put you up and give you 5 minutes. Next week, we're going to have the Daniel family with us. Trusty Lowe and Sister Pansy Dan. Come on, give God praise. We're excited about what's going to go down next week. All right. Now, I want to talk about family, and I want to say up front, there's a bit of heaviness with it, because what I'm going to say to you will have some intensity to it. But at the backdrop, if you hang with it, I promise you I will encourage you. But it's going to be tough walking, at least initially, and then we'll get there. God and I wrestled really with the presentation of this week, and I really didn't. I really tried to come at it another way, but God's the boss, right? And in lieu that he's the boss, we got to do what he says, and do it how he says it. So the subtopic or the backdrop of what I want to say today is the power of poverty on our families. The power of poverty on our families. So we're talking about family, but I'm going to admit up front, my backdrop argument will be how poverty has or is affecting us, and it's really beginning to create the products of poverty. Thank you, Ushers. Thank you. And so we want to look at, you know, years ago you could preach, Pastor Jones may know this, you could go to Genesis and chapter 2 or 3 and talk about Adam and Eve and all those kinds of things and preach on family. Everybody clapped, everybody went home. That's a great message, Pastor. But how many of you know families are so different now? So it is. They're so different now. It's quite complicated now. It's quite complicated now. And the family dynamic doesn't look the same. If you look at a fan, any church fan at any church, you see a family, you see a husband and a wife, and the boys smiling, holding his sister, and then the church is in the backdrop, and everything looked good, and you perhaps have lamented on some occasion, oh, it sure be nice to be like that family on a church fan. Well, that ain't quite the same no more. Family has changed. There's a new nuance about family. The presentation family is different. The concept of family is complicated. Yet, there are some fundamentals that remains the same. Let me say that again. Even though family has changed, there's some some faith fundamentals that should remain the same. If it is in fact true that God is the God of yesterday, today, and forevermore, then it meant what he said about family then applies what? Now. And so then it would be incumbent upon us to then figure out what it is that he said and then follow that same blueprint to get the same result he told us we could have. Does that make sense? All right, now, I'll captivate you a bit with these statistics. I'm going to just read them for a second. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, 1 in 4 children under the age of 18, which amounts to about 17.4 million, are being raised without what? And do what? And live below the poverty line. Now, that's nationwide. That's nationwide. Somebody say, wow. 1 in 4 children. 1 in 4 children nationwide under the age of 18 raised without a father. And of course, if there's no father there, there's a 90% chance that child will live in poverty. Here's that same statistic. And this is where I needed God to help me in the African American community. 73% of African American children are born what? And what? Somebody say, wow. I just want you to consider that for a second. Just consider that. Family's changing. So much so to the point that we're trying to do a family outside of marriage. And you may say, well, things are changed, time to do. But 67% of the 73% live in single-parent homes. 67% in the African American community live in single parents, which means there's a 90% chance that 67% will live in poverty. Let's go further. 45.8% of African American kids under the age of 6 live in poverty. Did somebody say that's almost half? Let's just think that through a sec. Almost half of the children under the age of 6 live in poverty. And that's heavy because we're trying to have family, we're trying to do it right, we're trying to live happily ever after, but poverty has such a hold on us that it's tough to see where the grass is greener. And so then when you say 45.8% under the age of 6, 10 years from now, these 6-year-olds will grow up. And then they will be the product of poverty. And typically, the product of poverty repeats the poverty cycle. And so now we have generational pockets of poverty. Is that right? Let's go further. African Americans have the highest poverty rate in America. The highest in America, 27.4%. If you take all the slides I just did and you put them all together, here's how that slide looks. 73% what? 67% what? Almost half what? And then what? What do we do with this, y'all? What do we do with this? Why should we care? It ain't my house. It ain't my block. Why does this statistic alarm us? Why should it alarm us? Because poverty has power. And poverty is linked to other things that are affecting our families. Princeton University, somebody say Princeton University. They did a study and they linked this. They said children who are born into poverty will be behind in all major categories. Just consider that a second. Children that are born into poverty will be behind in all major categories. Listen to this. Physical health, they'll be behind their counterparts. Why? Because we don't have access to the same doctors and the same medication. Many of us who grew up in poverty, the emergency room was your physical exam. We didn't have dentists. Many of us did not go to the dentist unless you had a toothache. But we didn't go and have maintenance and routine plans. And so as a consequence, our physical health will be behind our counterparts. Mental health will be behind our counterparts. Johnny is 7 and Johnny can't read. But we say Johnny just got a cold. We say, oh, Johnny's just like that. We don't have access to the primary doctor who could write the referral that would get Johnny in front of a psychologist, and perhaps there could be an underlying medical issue as to why Johnny can't read at 7. We just say Johnny can't read, and we laugh, and we say, but he can count, he can play basketball, but he know all the TV shows. We don't get access to the mental health. Education-wise, we are behind our counterparts when we grow up in poverty. Other communities have, and I'm sure you've seen it, that you go to their school, they have 4 gyms, 4 pools, dance rooms, music rooms, soccer field. When we grew up, we had Cooley, we had 1 gym. And we had 1 pool, and that pool never worked. It never worked. You always told, don't go in there. I don't even think it ever had water in it. And yet you go in other communities, which pool you want to swim in? Practice gymnasium, the gymnasium that you play in, that you have your games. The other gym, it's called an auxiliary gymnasium. We're behind when it comes to education, and sometimes when it gets to education, you don't even know it until you get to college. You get to college, and you sit in that class, and all the students, the teacher gives an assignment, and all the other students from other communities, they whip that thing out in 3 minutes and get an A. And you're trying to figure out, what is he talking about? And you ask them, you say, hey, how'd you know that? Did something I didn't read? And they say, no, we learned that in the 6th grade. Sixth grade. Like my first year in college, teacher told us, we were in a computer class, she said, go program a I think it's called a link. And essentially, it's about 3 lines of code, and it simply means if a person put in 1, the computer will spit back 2, and if a person put in 4, it'll spit back 5. 3 lines of code. I'm sitting there. A link is linked list. A linked list. Maybe yeah. I'm sitting there. What? They were done. And it hit me. Oh my God. Education-wise, I was behind. Financially, we're behind in our counterparts. They get prom, a class ring, a jacket, come on, graduation party, the family used car. We get prom, and mama spent rent money so you could have a special night. She spent utility money so you can look nice. Somebody say poverty is powerful. If that had been enough, I'd say all right. But then Trav, Princeton linked poverty to crime. They linked it to crime. They say a person who's in poverty has a greater propensity to commit crime because if you're in poverty, all you've learned your life is a hustle skill. And hustling is cute when you're young, but when you get older, it becomes a crime because you will do anything to get what you're trying to get. And so we grow up where our young men view the local drug dealer as a hero. The thug is a neighborhood hero. Why? He got money. He got several cell phones. His car got rims. He got sound systems. Now a sound system. He got all the ladies. He got all the ladies. He got 25 pair of gym shoes. And I don't know how the drug dealer is now, but the drug dealer when I was growing up was a nice guy. I mean, really, nice guy. Took care of his mom. Had the sharpest car in the neighborhood. Didn't make sure her grass was cut. I mean, he was the local hero. Our young men, we looked up to him. Our young ladies find the thug desirable and dateable. They don't even put them off limits. You pray, please don't let them come home with Ray Ray and Shook Nook. And who do they love? Who do they love? Who they love? Who's in your at your dining room table? And you say, why? I raised you better, why? And they look you in the face and they say, Daddy, he drive a better car than you. Daddy, he get my hair and nails did. And give me money. And if you're cool with him, Daddy, he'll help you pay rent. And if you're a single parent, a single mother doing the best you can, Shook Nook becomes tempting to have around the house. You start off fighting against them, but you do need help with some of them bills. So you let Shook Nook hang around. And he gets your princess pregnant. Now you got little Shook Nook. Somebody say poverty is powerful. And all we do in our families is recycle. 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 Poverty. Recycle these, Brother Lockridge, these statistics. There has to be a better plan than having a baby you cannot take care of. Everything I'm going to say, my son is expecting his first baby, and his mom and I have expressed these same concerns to him, so I'm not going to say anything to you. We didn't say to him, no, we didn't get mad and hit his head with the car, no. I'm disappointed, but we talked to him just the way I'm going to talk to you. That it doesn't make sense to have a kid you can't take care of, particularly when you're still trying to learn how to take care of. And all we do is repeat the cycle. Somebody say poverty is powerful. There's got to be more to the plan than you having a baby and saying, okay, I'm pregnant, government, what are you going to do to help me take care of my baby? It's got to be more than that. It's got to be more to the plan than, girl, did you call your worker? There's got to be a better plan than, did you call your workers? You know, if you have another baby, they'll increase your food stamps and your bridge card. It's got to be a little bit more than, did you call your worker? You know, they'll give you WIC, and WIC now gives you cheese and milk. Got to be a little bit more than that. Got to be a little bit more than, did you call your worker? You know they give out free cell phones. You said you were going to change your plan anyway. Did you call your worker? You know they can vendor your rent. Did you call your worker? That can't be the plan. It's not the government's job to take on the entire bill of our kids. Everybody needs help. Ain't nobody talking about you don't need help, but I'm talking about you don't have a plan other than, if the government don't help me, I'm through. You got to have more than that if we're going to defeat the cycle of poverty, y'all. You got to have more than, did you call your worker? You've gotten so used to calling your worker until you won't even hear another candidate running. I ain't going to say who, but you won't even hear. I'm not talking about vote for this other candidate. I'm not talking about attending another candidate's rally. You won't even hear what this other candidate have to say because you're afraid somebody's going to mess with your free stuff. You won't even hear the possibility of what could exist because ain't nobody gonna mess with my free stuff. And I said, God, you want me to say it like this? Fellas, there has to be more than the plan. Then you pregnant? I'm out. There's got to be more, fellas, to the plan than, girl, did you call your worker? There's got to be more to the plan than the man saying, hey, I call him little man, but he better not call me daddy. There's got to be more to the plan than let me drive you to some clinic and handle your business. There's got to be more to the plan than I give you $50 every once in a while so you don't take me to child support. It's got to be more to the plan than being mad at the pastor and the church who offer more programs to your kids than even you do. Because if we don't, all we do is recycle the propensity of poverty, and poverty is powerful in the sense eventually it becomes a poverty mindset that even when you can get better, you don't, because your mindset is in poverty. You're comfortable just making it, just living check to check, just scratching and surviving. I know we all like good times, but good times times is not supposed to be your life. That's all the dream you had for your life was good times. It's got to be more to the plan than that. Why is this a big deal, Pastor? Because if we don't stop it, then we're going to affect the next generation. There's something wrong when you start your kid's life off with a disadvantage. My wife and I, when we had our first baby, we were married, we were in the house, had a car, decent money. We weren't paid out of man, but we had decent money. So watch what I just said. Married, in the house, a couple of cars, decent money. And yet, when we had our first baby, we were scared. We talked that thing out. Said, babe, we ready? We got anything in savings? And we had both working jobs. I don't know how it is. You couldn't take care of the three you have. And then you have three more, and your family throws you a baby shower to celebrate the nonsensical thinking of you having yet another in poverty. Who says to you, enough? Who says to you, it's got to be more than your life? Yes. Can anybody make a mistake? Yes. Can anybody run into? But you shouldn't have no 10 and 12 in poverty. And you know you couldn't take care of the last ones, the last three you had, last four you had. You're scared to death that the government's going to shut your system down. When we grow up in poverty, we run out of options because you grow up in the condition where you just take anything that's out there. And so now you work in a job that prevents you from being with your family. It's weird, and you scratched your head on it on a couple of occasions. Every important event in your life, you have to work, and it's driving you crazy because your boss is at home on Black Friday. Your boss is taking vacations with us, but not you. You got to work midnight shift, day shift, and don't turn it down weekends. You can't even come to church. You can't even throw a ball with your kid because you're always at work because we've recycled the idea of poverty. Here's what really gets weird, V. It gets weird because poverty even has an effect on our faith. Your kids come to church because you told them to come. And by the time they get to Red and V and I, they got all these questions about God because they cannot figure out how God can be so good. And mama, why we living so bad? They can't figure out this God you shout over. Every Sunday, got lights cut off, and you've got to rob Peter to pay Paul. They can't figure out how a God can be good and bad at the same time, as if it's God's fault for the decisions we make. They can't rationalize that. I get that. That's fine. But it is up to us to tell them this ain't God's fault. I made some bad choices. And so what we have, in Vietnam, they get to us, there's a disconnect, and they don't really appreciate church, at least initially, because they cannot understand the value of faith. They can't understand the value of faith. Faith should have us in a better place, Daddy. Faith should have us in a better place, Mama. Faith, if God is so good, Daddy, why you leave me? Why you didn't come back? Why you don't never come to my baseball games, Daddy? Where you been, Daddy? If God's so good, they blame it on God when they don't understand that it's our fault. But poverty won't let them appreciate faith, because at the end of the day, they value God based on the stuff they have. I'm not going to knock church in total, because on the flip side, we have been the best thing for your kids. We give your kids self-esteem. Yeah, we do. We do. We do, because we put them on the stage, and Sister Cribs let them sing and lead songs. And when they do, we clap. Brother Rob puts them in a play, so they get to come on stage and be in play. And when they do, we clap. Yeah, Sister Hannah and Sister Taylor let them dance, and so they dance on stage. And when they get done, we clap. And for the first time in their life, they feel proud of themselves. First time in their life, poverty didn't matter. First time in their life, in spite of their poverty, they got applauded, they got clapped. That's why, Sister Mika, we used to just read the A's and B's report cards. Now we read them all, because we understand there's a greater message there. And so now, for the first time, that C student is getting clapped and getting applauded. And we do it, Sister Pam, until you meet somebody else. And then you stop burning. Church works until you stop coming. We got your kids. We're getting them there until you come up with something else to do on Sunday. And then you expect me to go see them when they get in jail. And I made it clear to one parent, he never came to see me when he was out in the world. I'm not wasting a Saturday going to see him, not that he's in jail. She got mad initially, but eventually she overcame it. We're supposed to have 15 different programs to take care of the decision you made. And fine, we do it with our silly selves. We do it. Because for Sanchez, we're trying to break the spirit of poverty. So I bring people in to talk about wealth, and bring people in to talk about home ownership. Guess how many people were here? Those who already own homes. You can't, it's hard to break poverty mindset. Brought people in, teach us about the savings account, brought the insurance lady in, talk about life insurance, and how you can get just a little coverage for just a little money. Guess how many people were here? I couldn't even fill up 4 rows in the middle section. Brought a person in to talk about health and diabetes. All of us know somebody who's got diabetes, right? Brought somebody in, talk about diabetes, how you can break it and how you can do it. How she has seen cases where people have been totally healed of the disease. Guess how many people were here? Maybe 15, maybe 20. This is critical, because every one of your family members say the only thing the church wants is your money. You finally have a church that's trying to give you more than what you're giving us, and you won't come because of the poverty mindset. It's powerful. It's powerful. What does the Bible say about it? What solution does God give us to consider in this whole issue of poverty? Turn to 1 Timothy. I'll be done in about 5 minutes. 1 Timothy, chapter 5. 1 Timothy, chapter 5. Now, I told y'all this month I wasn't going to try to get excited. My aim is to just talk to you. 1 Timothy, chapter 5, and verse number 8. I hope you put this, if you got a phone, you taking a picture of this slide, or to my young people, you put it in your head. So next time you think about doing something, put this in your head. Think about this, because it's evident. Now, 1 Timothy chapter 5. Now we know the context is Paul has given Timothy instructions as he is about to depart. And so all of this, the context of it, Paul is talking to the preachers or to the elders, and we get that. So I'm not talking about the context. I'm going to lift the principle of what he's saying in verse number 8. In verse number 7, he says, and these things give in charge that they may be what? Now, we're talking about elders and preachers. But now, I want you to see the principle of verse 8. Verse 8 says what? A man, according to the Bible, I'm talking about the principle of this, has to have the ability to do what? Take care of his own. A woman has to have the ability to do what? Take care of her own. All of us need help. All of us need help. Ain't nobody tripping on you need some help. There's nothing wrong with that. But your kid's life, your kid's entire life should not be the bill of somebody else. And I want to free grandparents too. Your kid's life is not the responsibility of their grandmother or grandfather. That's your kid. And just because you had a kid don't mean they sign up to start all over again. The word there, provide, the Greek word is chronio, which means to plan before. To plan before. The principle I'm trying to lift out of that text is simply this, that when it comes to having kids and having families, so that we can avoid this, we have to start planning before we engage in acts we're not responsible for. I'm going to say a word that's going to throw you off. I'm telling you. Here it is. Whatever happened to a planned pregnancy? That's unheard of. First of all, what? Oops is not an acceptable planning plan. What is not an acceptable planning? It's mad. It's not an acceptable plan. I didn't do it. It's not acceptable. Whatever else. It wasn't me. How'd you get pregnant? Those are not acceptable plans. Not if we're going to break this. Now, if you don't care, you don't care. If I got you, just think it through so that we can avoid this. Now, the idea of providing for your kids doesn't just mean money. The idea of providing for your kids means structure, but it means being involved. And I'm a touch and agree with Reverend V when he said this at the last one night. The only involvement some of our kids get from us are whoopings, fussing. They get the full thrust of your unique skills when they're bad. But when things are good, you sleep, you go. I see him after a while. I told you I want to encourage you. So you look at these statistics. Now, I'm going to show you something. According to the National Institute of Child Health and Human Development, an involved father can cut the effects of poverty in half. Just being involved. I'm not talking about he makes more. I'm not talking about he got a better job. I'm not talking about he's doing overtime. Just him being involved cuts poverty in half. Just him throwing a ball, frisbee, wrestling with a monster. Cuts it in half. You may not, Just talking to them. Listen to me. I want to encourage some brother here who's not making a lot of money. Nothing should stop you from being involved with your children. I was going to say some, but with your children. Nothing should stop that. Involvement is free. A hug, conversation, frisbee, trip up. They trip you. Ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. Ride a bike. Go outside with them. A woman being involved, I don't know if it cuts it in half, but a woman being involved, you probably could cut that statistic as well. Playing jump rope, jacks, hula hoops, playing in the dirt. I've done that with my daughter. We make mud pies, delicious mud pies. I might add. Sister Jay lets them come in the room every now and then and they play makeup, and you should see them. Walk around the house in makeup. As soon as I see it, I grab the towel and try to wipe it off their face. And then they run, Sister Pam, but I chase them. Too old to be chasing them all around the house. But anyway, you get the point. Touch your neighbor and say, be involved. You couldn't have. So Smith, I see look on your face. According to the National Institute of Child Health and Human Development, when two involved parents can erase the effects of poverty altogether. So even though they grew up in poverty, even though they're poor, even though things and this, things and that, if two parents are involved, you can erase the effects of poverty altogether. So ladies, if you got a man who's coming home, he may not have a built body, but if he's coming home with that check try, you owe him a debt of gratitude and say, thank you, baby, and you better love on that man. Fellas, if you got a woman who's trying and she's cooking and cleaning and helping you do whatever she can, you owe her a debt of gratitude. Let me encourage some of young couple here who's about to throw in a towel because their finances ain't there. You better hang on in there. If you got a good guy, you got a good woman, you better not let them go over some nonsense. Don't let them go over some nonsense. You better hang and work that thing out. The replacement might be worse. Y'all helping me preach today. I love it. Grass is not greener on the other side, y'all. Some dirt over there too. And listen, just because you break up with Deborah doesn't mean you ain't Derek's father no more. You can be Derek's father without being with Deborah. And the next verses, ladies, that's still your kid. This was unheard of years ago. Mothers leaving children. That was unprecedented. Now, that's like commonplace. And people who are members of our church, and years later, they come with some kids. Oh, what's that? Nephew me? Oh, it's my kids. We haven't seen your kids in 5 years. Oh, no, I'll keep them. Not ever. They don't live with me. But you don't get them. Sometimes. Don't be preach. Sometimes. Somebody said poverty is power. Now I'm going to show you something that's more powerful than poverty. Turn to 1 Peter. Then I'm going to leave it 1 Peter. 1 Peter chapter 4. Chapter 4, and I want you to go to verse number 8. First Peter chapter 4, verse number 8. When you got it, tell God. Again, the context of this, I'm only lifting the principle. The context of this is Peter was trying to encourage the church to stop majoring in minor stuff, but majoring in major stuff. And he said, look, above everything else, listen, you got to do what? You got to love each other. I'm going to list the principle out of this. The principle I'm going to lift out of here is, verse 8, above all things, what? What? Why? So even though poverty is powerful, what? Love, what? Listen. Love can kill the ill effects of poverty. Now, I want to be clear. Love doesn't kill poverty. That's why you got to have more than love. But love can kill the effects of poverty. And I'm done. And I want to use us as examples. Many of us grew up in homes where we did not have much. We didn't have much. We grew up in homes where we may not have had a father. But you know good well. You know we had love. There was never a moment that you did not feel Mama was acting on your behalf. There was never a moment you didn't feel, if you have a dad, that he wasn't acting on your behalf. Because you choose your mate, you choose who you're going to be with and what you're going to be sure it's somebody you can love. Let the muscles go, let the body go, let all that go. Be sure it's somebody at the end of the day you can love, because when everything else goes, and it will, it will, yes it will. If I was going to preach, I'd come home right there, it will, but I'm just talking. Touch your neighbor and say, it's going to go, it's going to go. What goes up will come down. What's in, gonna pop out. What's here, gonna come back here. I don't care how much you black it out. I don't care how much you dry it out. I don't care how much you get stuff to lift up that's trying to fall. It's going to leave at some point. And at the end of the day, you got to have somebody you can look in the face and just love. Just love. Just love. Just love. That's all. Just love. Just love. Is that all right? Love each other. Love each other. And this, I want to encourage somebody who just got married or maybe married recently, but the finances aren't there. All of us when we first got married, unless you Smith, Sanders, all of us struggle. All of us struggle when you first get married. You probably have kids, you're trying to do this and do that. That's why I'm not tripping on somebody needing something. All of us need some help. But it's not the government total bill. Let me go further. Love each other through your broke season. I'll say it again. Love each other through your broke season. Finances, sometimes go, but that love will stay there. And you can love each other to the point where it will help you overcome some of the broke season. I lost half my audience there. We didn't have best shoes. We didn't have best clothes. We had the best bike. But you know, love makes you appreciate what poverty is trying to take away from. Love, when Mama did the best she could, love makes you appreciate them shoes from Kingsway. Come on. Love will make you forget you wearing floods. Come on, talk to me in here. Love will make a marble and a stick a PlayStation game. Love will make bologna and covered in cheese taste like a steak. Love will let you take your lights getting cut off and turn it into family concert night. Anybody in here know about love? Love will get you through that. Come on, high five your neighbor. Say, love will get you through that. You got to love each other through you. Don't trip because you're having a rough season. Brother, hear me. Don't take it personal. Ladies, don't make him feel worse than he already feels if he's there and trying. Encourage him. We're going to get through this. We're going to get through this together. We both broke. It ain't that you broke and I ain't broke. We both broke. Love doing that. And that's all you need. That's all a brother needs. And that's all a sister needs. Is thank you, babe. I appreciate you being here with me. I got $5. We gonna get a hot ready and have a little pizza and go to the park. And before you know it, that's Pablo Island if you got love. A park is like Pablo if you got love. Don't throw in the towel. Because finances are low. Don't trip on him. Finances are low. Fellas, don't leave her. Because finances are low. And don't be tempted to do something illegal in the name of poverty because things are low. Hang with God. And God will break you through that system of poverty if you don't give up. We couldn't take vacations. We had vacation was in the living room. I put out this big old gold blanket. It was the same. Like some candles, it was the moonlight. I can go further than that thing, but you know. Somebody said poopy, but anyway, we're gonna move on. Let me get back where I came in. Love is what I'm saying. Brother Meek, love. Husband and wife, you gotta love each other. Gotta love each other. Gotta love each other. Don't add any undue stress to yourself, brother. Brother, you working hard, man. I appreciate every brother who's working hard, doing your job, bringing home whatever you bring home. I know it ain't enough. So let's give these brothers. You hang in there, brother. It's going to get better. I'm telling you, it's going to get better. And these sisters who support these brothers, you're staying with them. Let's get these sisters a hand. Staying with them. You ain't tripping on them. You honor God. You sisters. And the two of you love each other. Jesus, or some writer said it this way. When nothing else could help. I was going to preach. I come home right now. Love lifted me. At the end of the day, you got love. You go make it. Come on, brother. You got love. You got love. You go make it. You got love. You make it. Stand to your feet. Stand to your feet. Poverty is powerful, y'all. But it is not more powerful than love. I know those statistics are startling, but love can break it right in half. And if there's two parents who have love and faith in God, you can break the effects of poverty all together. You may not make more money, but you can break the effects of poverty. I didn't even know we were poor until I got in ninth grade. I didn't know. I knew Mom gave me everything she had. I didn't know. It was in the ninth grade. Somebody looked at my gym shoes and said, "Look at them cheap shoes out here." That's the first time I've ever thought my Kingsway shoes were cheap. But that's what love will do. Love will have you poor. You don't even know it. Love make you think you got on Jordans. Sliding around. Couldn't even play basketball with it. I'm sliding past the rim, but I ain't going. Love your kids. And listen, I'm done. Last thing. Love your kids and family enough that if you're poor, they don't even know it. Give God a hand. They don't even know it. Grab your neighbor's hand. Let's lift up a prayer and pray for families. Somebody's going through. Father, in Jesus' name. Oh, how we love you. How we thank you, Jesus. I want to lift every father here who's present and trying. He wished he could make more. In his heart, he wants to do more. But God let him know as long as he has love, he's got more. Strengthen that husband, that wife, that couple. In Jesus' name, I declare that we're going to break the spirit of poverty in this place. The effects will change, and you're going to have the glory. Cover every family in Jesus' name. Keep them in your care. Tension and strife, get rid of it, Jesus. And let love abound. Your word said above everything, love one another. Because love can cover sin, but in this context, love can cover faults and poverty and shadows and perplexities. I lift the spirit of pressure off any person in this place who's trying. Blessed in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank God. Let the hands go. If you're in this place, you don't know the Lord, never confessed Christ, never been baptized, would you raise your hand? Never confessed love, never been baptized.